Still watching Newsday. We now cross over to Port Harcourt, River State, to bring you live feeds from the Silver Jubilee plenary session of the Niger Delta Development Commission.
Throughout this week of celebration, his eyes and attention have been on ensuring that the populace not only understand Nddc and its mission and vision, but its many achievements before him and during his tenure. His engagement quotient is top-notch, taking the 25th anniversary celebration across the 9 stakeholding states of the Nddc is a masterclass on inclusion, stakeholder management, relationship building, and administrative savvy. Please welcome a fine son of the Niger Delta who is delivering on all fronts on his assignment, the very intellectual, hardworking, Managing Director, CEO of the Nddc, Chief Samuel Okpuku, as he makes his way to deliver his welcome address. Please encourage him. It's a long walk.
Your Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Your Excellency, the President of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, our father, our mentor, and the one I call the Joseph of the Niger Delta. Your Excellency, the former President of Nigeria, President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, the Administrator of Rivers State, the members of the National Assembly, using the Senate Committee Chairman on Niger Delta as a point of contact, Senator Asuku Ekpeyong, Deputy Governors from the various states representing their states. Let me especially recognize the Deputy Governor of Cross River and that of Imo State, the delegation from Bayelsa State and delegation from other states that are here, traditional rulers, the chairman of Nddc board, the executive directors, directors of Nddc, youths and women of the Niger Delta, traditional rulers, please permit me to rest on a well-established protocol that has already been established. I'm standing in front of you today, very humbled that it is myself that will give a welcome address on this auspicious occasion of Nddc at 25. If as at when Nddc was created, I was told that I'll be the one carrying out this assignment today, I wouldn't have believed. But by providence and through the support of leaders of the Niger Delta, I am the one carrying out this assignment. I want to, on behalf of the board and management, thank Mr. President for giving us this opportunity to showcase our skills, our administrative strength, and also to demonstrate our ingenuity as a board and management. Without this opportunity, we wouldn't have been here today to show people of the Niger Delta that the men of caliber which the President put together to manage your common patrimony, the Nddc, could have been able to do what we are doing today. Before I go further, let me just tell you a little story as we journey into our 25 years anniversary. When we decided to journey into these events, we started from Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, where we had the Niger Delta Sports Festival, the first of its kind, where my state, Bayelsa State, came out first. It was a 7-day event, the first of its kind. It was aimed at getting young talents that can also represent this country in future. We thereafter moved to other events of commissioning of projects, where we're in Imo State, we're also in Bayelsa State, and we're also in Delta State. Now, coming to this week-long event, when we put the program together, starting from Ondo State, where we had a Thanksgiving, to Delta State, where we had the press conference to give accountability on what we have done so far, and then to Imo State, very precisely, where we had the Youth and Women Conference to also hear from them as we open a new chapter. We put these programs together. One of the major challenges we had was all the events were going to be indoors, apart from the Arts and Culture Festival that took place on Thursday. Some of the persons criticized, why do we go around the states that we're putting the lives of our staff at risk? We felt that we're actually determined to ensure that every state in the region have a feel of our presence as NDDC. Not only with projects, but let them also have the opportunity of seeing the men and women who are managing their patrimony. We made up our mind that we are going to go round the 3 regions that make up the NDDC state, starting from Ondo State, which was in the southwest, now to southeast Imo State, Asaba South-South, and to end in Port Harcourt. Looking at the challenges, we decided to commit it to the hands of God. And we told God that you should manifest yourself. Make sure our staff that are going to travel around all these states, let them go and come back safe. And the second prayer was that let the Lord show that there is a dawn of a new beginning in NDDC by giving us a clement weather when we are going to celebrate our Arts and Culture Day, which was going to be the only open-air event. And as we trusted in God, God spoke to the people of Niger Delta. That day you all watched, and the weather was very, very bright. It rained from Monday to Wednesday. All our states, most state capitals were flooded. But you can see that the whole of this week, it was only on Thursday that it didn't rain. That signifies that the Lord has spoken, that there is a dawn of a new beginning in the Niger Delta. I thought I must let you know this, to also assure you that in all we do, we commit it to the hands of God, because we are not working alone. The NDDC, as you know, has a history of 25 years. NDDC metamorphosed from UNPADEC. And in that 25 years, I wouldn't want to bore you of the history, our past, our achievements, our failures, and our successes. We have mentioned that in various fora. But I just want to let you know that in 25 years, NDDC have done so much. NDDC has achieved a lot, that in many of our communities, that in the Niger Delta, sometimes the only government presence you see is those NDDC projects. We may have had our own failures, but those failures are part of the lessons that we have learned from. When we came in on board, we decided to say we don't want to be defined by our past, because a lot of persons felt it was impossible to even identify with NDDC, because we resisted not being to be defined by our past. We decided to create a future for the people of the Niger Delta. And in creating that future, we believed that it was not something we would have done alone. We needed partnership. We started creating partnership with both individuals, government, parastatals, intergovernmental partnership, and even with the state government. That was why we decided to model our budget by creating partners for sustainable development, where the IOCs, traditional rulers, state governments, everybody had to be part of it to ensure that we come together to create a future for the people of the Niger Delta. This partnership we have built is what has given us the success that we've recorded today. And the successes we have recorded today, I just have to tell you about one or two of those partnerships, because these partnerships were not new. Because when we came in, we had to introduce the policy of rewind to rebirth, because we believe we had to retrospect. In retrospecting, to ensure that we know what happened in the past and what we also have to look forward to in the future. After retrospecting, we thought, let us also introspect. Introspecting to see what we can do for the people of the Niger Delta. And those things we took out of the past was partnership. Nddc before us partnered with SPDC to build the Ogbeanembe Road. That road stands to be a flagship project of the Nddc. That road, we came in and were able to commission that project last year. It's a 27 kilometers road with several bridges and culverts. That was one of the takeaways we learned. And in improving on that, we decided to say, let us also build other relationships with IOCs. And in building those relationships with IOCs, we also approached Chevron to see how we can partner with Chevron to construct the Omadino-Escravos Road, which is another very big project of about 67 kilometers long. We're still in discussion with Chevron, and we believe very soon that will be consummated. We also decided to engage NLNG in partnership, and that partnership with NLNG today had midwifed the completion of some of our abandoned projects, which are ongoing right now. The Okrika-Brokri Road and Bridge, the Bonny Ring Road, the Ka-Ataba Bridge, just to mention a few. I can tell you that all those projects, contractors are now back on site working on those projects, and I can assure you that those projects are going to be completed. For the Ka-Ataba Bridge, we have assured that by ending of this year, that bridge will be completed. It is a 1.2 kilometer long bridge. Now, we looked at even our staff strength. When we came in, we inherited a highly demoralized staff that were underappreciated, highly indebted, and also stagnated with promotion. What we did was to ensure that we motivated our staff. And in motivating the staff, all areas of the allowances that were owed, we were able to pay them all in 1 year. And today, the staff of Nddc are highly motivated to work. Having paid the allowances that were being owed for 1 year, we also went further, because we realized that this staff were being taunted by bank loans. Bank loans which they took, interest rate inflation was almost killing most of our staff, because we saw that most of our staff, the debt rate was high. And when we checked, the debt rate was based on cardiovascular issues. And we now knew that it was based on the loans they were owing. Courtesy of the board and management of Nddc, the board and management decided to buy off these loans from the bank. I can assure you that all the staff loans that were in the bank, we have bought them over, and we are also deducting them from their salaries and their allowances. So today, Nddc staff, they are loan-free, they are debt-free, and they are motivated to work. We had to do this to ensure that for us to go to the field to work, we must see people that are willing to work. And that has also given birth to quality projects that we're doing today, because the Nddc staff, they are committed towards the new vision of the Renewed Hope agenda of Mr. President, which is all about sustainability, because the Renewed Hope agenda of Mr. President in Nddc, we define it as a social contract transmitting ideas and vision into reality. And it is the ideas and vision that we are transmitting into reality that is building back that confidence of the people of the Niger Delta in Nddc. We have the Operation Light Up the Niger Delta that has also reduced crime in most of our communities, improves commerce in most of our communities. If I keep reeling out all what we have done, which we've also mentioned in our press conference, will bore you. This program is starting late. I wouldn't want to take much of your time. But in closing, I want to assure you that we in the board and management of NDDC, we are here to carry out as apostles of the Renewed Hope agenda to take this gospel round the nook and crannies of Nigeria by using projects to show what Mr. President is capable of doing. Using projects to show the love Mr. President has for the Niger Delta people. That is what we have asked to do. We are very, very privileged to have a minister who is himself an engineer, who has not only supported us administratively, but has also supported us technically. We appreciate you, the Honorable Minister. We have a board that has been very, very strong, reading out all the policies for us to carry out. We have the National Assembly that is also headed by the President of the Senate, who is here, always attending all our programs, giving us that support, ensuring that all our appropriations are passed expressly. We have to thank you, Mr. Senate President. I'll still come back to the Senate President, but the chairman of the Senate Committee and the chairman of the House Committee, they are young men. He's a young man and a young woman that have done very, very well in supporting us. And all the members of the National Assembly, even the Speaker himself, have given us all that support. We have stakeholders from the region, we have traditional rulers, all of you have given us that support. The trust which you've given to us, we are here to assure you that we are not going to betray that trust. Because if we betray that trust, we are failing His Excellency, the President of this country. Mr. President has warned us that as part of our objective, we must complete all the legacy ongoing projects in the Niger Delta, and that is what we are doing so far. We are going to start new ones, balancing them with completing the old projects, so that at the end of the day, at the end of this tenure of this board, Mr. President should be going around the Niger Delta commissioning legacy projects. We are assuring you that you have to trust us. We have done a lot in education, in terms of youth empowerment, introducing the youth internship scheme. We are not leaving any we are not leaving any stone unturned. We are attending to every aspect of the Niger Delta. Even the Niger Delta Chamber of Commerce, which was midvived by the Nddc, was to ensure that we create sustainability in supporting our youth and women through entrepreneurship support. So I want to come back to the President of the Senate. Sir, you know, when I called you the Joseph of the Niger Delta, your situation was a situation like that of Joseph, where he was sold to slavery, and at the end of the day, he became a prime minister in Egypt. When your brothers thought they had driven you into political oblivion, not knowing that they were pushing you to the destiny of the Niger Delta people. When it came to the point where we had political drought in the Niger Delta, and especially those of us from the South, the government of Nigeria was looking for somebody from the region that is a ranking senator to be made the President of the Senate, and because you are driven into the APC, you had that opportunity to become the President of the Senate. It is the Lord speaking. And today I can see everything turn around for your good. On this note, I want to thank you people, the people of the Niger Delta. Welcome all of you to this occasion, and also we are very, very sorry for starting late. Thank you very much.
A true son of the Niger Delta, Chief Samuel Ukbuku, who has done the needful and is a managing director of the Nddc in a hurry, is a man who wants to make his mark and leave legacy projects. He has already explained to us that Mr. President has given him marching orders to transform the Niger Delta and to be front and center in doing his work and ensuring that everybody feels the President's renewed hope agenda across the Niger Delta. In addition, he has told us that this is a transactional This is not a transactional, but a transformational NDDC, and they are apostles of the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President. And he talks very deeply about how faith prevailed and it didn't rain. It was an outdoor event. Going around the states, like I told you earlier, is a masterclass in inclusion. We thank the Managing Director, CEO, Chief Obuku, for his intervention. Your Excellency, the representative of the President, Your Excellency, the President of the Senate, Your Excellency, the former President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Honorable Ministers for Regional Development, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen, we particularly want to thank the Administrator of Rivers State who has joined us, and all excellencies, deputy governors and representatives of state governors. We appreciate you. This is the moment when we show the documentary which is highlighting NDDC's 25-year journey, milestones and impact. Media, take it away.
1914, Sir Frederick Lord Lugard, who was the then governor of both the northern and the southern protectorates, led the unification of the two. The social, political, and economic marginalization that could befall the minority groups, especially those in the Niger Delta, they embarked on an agitation for proper recognition within the Niger Project. This agitation took prominent Niger Deltans like Chief Harold. 1957-1958 Lancaster House Constitutional Conferences, where they clearly stated their fears. This led to the establishment of the Sir Henry Williams Commission, which investigated these concerns and submitted a report that confirmed the fears of the Niger Delta people, describing the region as an between independence in 1960 and the year 2000, the federal government established several development agencies to solve the Niger Delta question. They include the Niger Delta Development Board, NDDB, Niger Delta Basin Development Authority, NDPA, and the Oil Minerals Development Commission, ONPADEC. However, they all failed to tackle the environmental challenges, infrastructure gap, and the general underdevelopment in the area. So while campaigning in 1998, President Olusegun Obasanjo promised to effectively tackle the problems of the Niger Delta. True to his word, upon his victory in the election, and after being sworn in as president in 1999, Obasanjo sent a bill to the National Assembly that eventually crystallized in Nddc. The commission, with its first board of management led by Chief Oyema Ugochukwu from Abia State as chairman, and Engineer Godwin Omene from Delta State as managing director, upon resumption, immediately embarked on quick impact projects to bring succor to poverty. They constructed roads, built schools, hospitals, water projects, and embarked on social programs to empower the people. They also produced a development master plan for the Niger Delta to coordinate development efforts by both federal and sub-national governments in addressing infrastructure deficits in the area and improving the socio-economic well-being of the people. After this initial enthusiastic drive for development in the region, the Commission began to experience several challenges, topmost of which is the paucity of funds. The federal government and the oil companies, which constitute the major source of revenue to the Nddc, began to default in their statutory payments to the Commission, so much so that the federal government currently owes the Nddc over 2 trillion naira in statutory allocations, while the oil companies owe the Nddc NDDC over $5 billion. This greatly affected the Commission's capacity for service delivery in the Niger Delta. Leadership, instability, and political interference in the operations of the NDDC was another problem. In its 25-year history, the NDDC has had 17 chief executives. This very high leadership turnover has also made it impossible for several projects to be completed, as each new leadership abandoned ongoing projects to establish new ones. The NDDC also suffered contract scam, as contracts awarded were either sold or abandoned. The failure in service delivery from the NDDC led to the frustration of Niger Deltans. They began to demand for an overhaul of the intervention agency. In the year 2019, President Muhammadu Buhari approved a forensic audit of the NDDC in order to retool its operations for a more efficient and impactful service delivery to peoples of the Niger Delta. After the forensic audit, a total of over 13,000 projects were discovered to be abandoned across the entire region. In 2023, when President Bola Tinubu took over the reins of power as President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, he immediately brought order and sanity to the NDDC. He promptly appointed a complete board and management for the NDDC, led by Astute Administrator Mr. Chiedu Ebie from Delta State and Apostle of Transformational Leadership, Dr. Simon Obuku from Bayelsa State. He charged them to ensure that they use the Commission to deliver the dividends of the Renewed Hope agenda to Niger Deltans. Apart from ensuring the prompt release of funds to the NDDC, President Tinubu has also made sure that the Commission does not suffer interference.
We need to size it down now. We can play it at another time. Please give a round of applause to media and the NDDC for this excellent documentary. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let us now go to the next item of the agenda, which is the high note of today, the plenary, with the title, Transmitting Vision to Reality for Sustainable Development of the Niger Delta. I shall have a quick profile of our speaker. It's in our time that our daughters are breaking glass ceilings across the world. A blessed people, a blessed generation. Today, we have invited a woman very much after our hearts, who is first among equals, whose footprints remain a testimony to the Nigeria of our dreams, Nigeria of today. Cerebral and trenchant, a woman whose antecedents resonate across the world. Former coordinating minister of the economy, daughter of two professors, one in mathematics and one in sociology, a true daughter of the soil, whose star has shone so bright as to make many young women want to be like her. A role model plenipotentiary, an excellent mother, an inspirational wife, she brokered the debt relief on behalf of Nigeria from the Paris Club in April 2006. An author of many books, including Fighting Corruption is Dangerous, the story behind the headlines. In 2018, in addition, she carries with her the cultural symbol of our people, aptly named after her, a symbol which I have always embodied, which is the Gele. Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, from a veteran broadcaster to an international leading global light, technocrat of no mean repute, daughter of the Niger Delta, in whom we are all pleased, from one Gele aficionado to another. You see, I intentionally upped the ante of my Gele. Please make welcome a true daughter of the Niger Delta, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, President of the Managing Director of the World Trade Organization, who is ready to deliver virtually to us.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for inviting me to participate in this event, marking the 25th anniversary of the Niger Delta Development Commission. Let me at the outset congratulate the NDDC on the work it has thus far carried out for the people of the Niger Delta. If I'm a bit critical in my speech, you know me, I mean it for good, because I think you have done a lot, but you still have a lot to do. The NDDC was established in 2000 by President Obasanjo as a successor to UMPADEC, which had been in operation since the days of the military government. This was in response to the cries of marginalization and neglect by the people of the Niger Delta region, where Nigeria's oil and gas resources are concentrated. Since then, it has undergone some changes before evolving into its present structure as a parastatal under the Ministry of Regional Development. Oil exploration and production by its nature often poses a challenge for the environment in the form of pollution of the land and waters. Gas flaring is another hazard that the people in the vicinity had to deal with. Recognition of these challenges by the government was therefore a commendable first step, which was backed up by the establishment of a special intervention agency. This agency, the NDDC, cannot afford to fail and let people down, because that would amount to being victimized twice. As is well known, the oil and gas sector accounts for about 90% of Nigeria's foreign exchange earnings and 70% of its fiscal revenue, which is why it is regarded as the lifeblood of the economy. It is therefore essential that the region is given the necessary attention so that the people feel their concerns are being addressed. The goose that lays the golden egg deserves special attention in the form of good infrastructure and social services to ensure there is peace in the area so that it can continue to contribute optimally to the economy of the country. In this regard, the purpose of the federal government was to use NDDC as a vehicle for addressing some of the challenges the oil-producing communities were facing, including environmental degradation from oil exploration and production that affects farming and fishing activities, poor infrastructure, and a general absence of economic opportunities. All of this caused a lot of frustration that affected the operation of the petroleum sector and threatened the prosperity of the country. The NDDC therefore has a very important responsibility, first to the people of the region to ensure that they positively impact the lives of the people, and secondly, that it leads to contentment that enables Nigeria to optimally earn revenue from its oil resources. The NDDC has the lofty goal of transforming the region. To quote from its stated vision, the purpose of the NDDC is to offer a lasting solution to the socio-economic difficulties of the Niger Delta region. This is what the people will be expecting you to deliver and will hold you to account for. The significance of your event today must be seen in the context of the need to demonstrate concrete results. This is an important opportunity for introspection, to look back and ask to what extent the Commission has achieved its set objectives. I hope that beyond the speeches and ceremonies, you will make an honest effort in this regard to take stock, learn from the experience, and map out a viable future path for improved delivery. The people will be looking at your scorecard. How many quality road projects have you completed? How many healthcare facilities have you executed? What did you do to remediate the environment, and what difference have you made to the economy of the region? From the information available in the public space, NDDC has received cumulatively almost 7 trillion naira between 2000 and 2024. Its website indicates that it's executed 16,000 projects since 2015, covering roads and bridges, agriculture, water supply, and electricity, and so on. There have also been scholarships awarded to young people in the region to undertake postgraduate studies in critical fields relevant to the development of the region and the country. However, the relevant question is, to what extent have the amounts spent translated into improving the lives of the people of the Niger Delta? Available data, 2022, indicates that only 4 of the Niger Delta states, Imo, Cross River, Abia, and Edo, are in the top 10 of the National Human Development Index, HDI, which measures the attainment of states in education, health, and general standard of living. Only 2 of them are in the top 5. According to UNDP data, the HDI performance has been poor for many Niger Delta states, and some even saw a regression between 2005 and 2016. Most of the states in the region experienced a decline, including traditionally stronger performers like Delta and Rivers. The overall regional HDI average fell slightly from 0.564 in 2006 to 0.55 in 2016. Abia and Bayelsa had the best HDI improvements during this period, from 0.54 to 0.62 for Abia, and from 0.49 to 0.59 for Bayelsa, although these are still at relatively low levels. All the states experienced improvements in their education indices, a component of the HDI. The average education index rose from 0.6 to 0.9 from 2005 to 2016. However, life expectancy saw a downward trend in most states. Delta, Edo, and especially Rivers experienced drops in life expectancy. Further, according to data on multidimensional poverty index from the National Bureau of Statistics, quoting the year 2022, the Niger Delta region is home to 23.9 million people, classified as multidimensionally poor, out of the 133 million such people in Nigeria. 60% of households lack access to clean drinking water in the region, compared to the national average of 51%. 72% of households lack access to sanitary facilities in the Niger Delta region, compared to the national average of 69%. Educational attainment, measured as a percentage of people aged 10 years and above who did not complete 6 years of schooling, shows that the Niger Delta has 33%. Although better than the national average of 69%, it is a weak indicator and worse than many African countries. The expectation was that these states, with their huge natural resource endowments from which they receive statutory allocations from the federal government, should be doing better. I'm aware that there is a debate on how much the allocation should be, but it is equally important to see how the amounts currently received are deployed in the interest of the people of the region. I also note that there have been reports of a large number of abandoned projects over the years, probably reflecting poor planning and project design as well as poor execution. I know that this phenomenon is not unique to Nddc, but this cannot be a justification. According to data from a report by the Nigerian Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, (NITI), the rate of project completion is extremely low. The cumulative breakdown by class of projects from 2007 to 2011 shows an average completion rate of only 34%, ranging from a low rate of 19%, Agricultural Development Program, to 2 fully completed projects, jetty erosion reclamation and skill acquisition and youth development projects. The cumulative breakdown of projects for the 9 Niger Delta states over the period 2007 and 2011, the most recent period for which information is available, shows a percentage rate of completion ranging from 7% in Ondo, 19% in Cross River, 25% in Rivers, to 36% in Bayelsa. Going forward, the Commission has a chance to tap into new areas of growth opportunities in the economy of the 21st century. There are emerging technologies that could be leveraged to improve the delivery of service in the areas of health and education, as well as for better project monitoring and financial accountability. These include investing now in technology and telecommunications infrastructure to improve connectivity to transform this region into a thriving technology hub, to give access to education and health to its people. If this is combined with relevant training and skills acquisition in modern subjects like data science, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and related subjects, this could increase the employment prospects of young people in the region. The Niger Delta region can be transformed and the economy truly modernized if we refocus the vision and we dream a bit bigger. An important aspect of your work is the extent that you seek synergy with other federal, state, and local government initiatives in the region. This is critical in order to avoid duplication of efforts, given the limited amount of available resources. If the state government is building a school in a town, NDDC could focus on a water or health project. If the state is building a major road, NDDC could provide connecting roads to link neighboring communities to this road, etc. Sometimes it is better to focus on a few big impactful projects than spread available resources thinly across many projects. As Minister of Finance in the administration of His Excellency President Goodwill Jonathan, His Excellency ensured that we secured extra funding to complete sections of the East-West Road, a major link in the Niger Delta region that had been under construction but moving too slowly. Allow me to conclude by once again congratulating NDDC on this anniversary. As a true Delta person from Delta State, married to an Abian from Umuahia, I really feel ownership of what is being done by the NDDC. And as I said, you've done a lot of work. But I will repeat again that a lot more work needs to be done to meet our aspirations as the people of this region. And this can only be done through better project design and execution, through transparent management of available resources. The greatest service NDDC can render to the people of the Niger Delta is to optimally utilize the available resources to transform the region with better infrastructure and generally drive the economic development of its people. You can do it. It can be done. And I must repeat, it must be done. Thank you, and I wish you a wonderful day.
Your Excellencies, a true daughter of the soil, trenchant and cerebral, it can be done. There's work that has been done, but there's still so much to be done. We congratulate and thank a very special woman, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, Managing Director, World Trade Organization, delivering the keynote, transmitting vision to reality for the sustainable development of the Niger Delta region. Your Excellency, Mr. President's representative, Your Excellency, Mr. Senate President, sir, I wonder if you remembered when we visited you as Akwa Ibom State Governor, and we came to see you with the Director General of NTA when I was Executive Director, and we visited Akwa Ibom State when you were supervising. During that period, Your Excellency, we saw these children who, as far as I'm concerned, are the true geniuses of Nigeria. Please help me welcome the Ekemini Theatre Troupe, ages 4 to 10, coordinated by Mr. Patrick Idiong, 13 of them on the stage, Akwa Ibom's Wonder Children. Please give them a round of applause as they come to the stage. Look at them looking very Niger Delta in their wrapper, their scarves, and their caps. That is very, very Akwa Ibom. Encourage them, their children, and they're beautiful, beautiful children. Beautiful. And I tell you, I've watched them perform. They're geniuses.
It's been a wonderful time here at the O.P. Wale International Center, venue for the NDDC at 25 Plenary. It is titled Transmitting Vision to Reality for the Sustainable Development of the Niger Delta region. Of course, we had speakers here, Dr. Okonjo-Iweala, Managing Director, World Trade Organization. But before her, there was an opening remark by the MD CEO of the Niger Delta Development Commission, Dr. Samuel Ogbuku. It's now time for some performances, and I bet this one is a Kemini theater troupe from, I should say, Akwa Ibom State, because they are used to this. I really can't say for now, but so far, the children are thrilling the guests and dignitaries here. My name is Ovieteme George. Welcome. Joseph McPepple is here with me.
It's been an awesome time so far, and the lecture given by Okonjo Ngozi-Iweala, transmitting vision to reality for the sustainable development of the Niger Delta region, was pretty apt.
Okay, let's hear the children and watch them perform also.
join this band. Come on stage, there are children. You have to come on stage. Thank you, my dear. Look at them, very organized. Congratulations. And I kept an eye on His Excellency, the President of the Senate, enjoying the performance of his children. Congratulations to all of you. Sosongo. We appreciate you. Thank you very much. And at this point in time, I'd like to confer with Chukwu for a few minutes, my colleague, and hear where we are going quickly. Your Excellencies, we have the representatives of the key stakeholding states who would be speaking on behalf of all the other governors. And today, for this particular assignment, we are going to start by asking the Deputy Governor of Imo State, Her Excellency Lady Chinyere Iwuoma Ekomaru, and she will be speaking. Her speech will be on behalf of other governors. Your Excellency, we expect you to make your way on stage at this time. Please encourage her, other than me, other than Dr. Okonjo Iweala. Our host, River State Administrator, will still speak. Welcome, Your Excellency.
His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, His Excellency Senator George Akume. His Excellency President of the Senate, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Godswill Akpabio. His Excellency, former President of Federal Republic of Nigeria, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. The Administrator, River State, Retired Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas. My brother, Deputy Governor of River State, and the representative of the Governor of Bayelsa State, members of the National Assembly, members of Federal Executive Council, Chairman, Governing Board of Nddc, Mr. Chiedu Ebie Esquire, the Managing Director and CEO of Nddc, Chief Samuel Oboku, PhD, Your Excellencies, representatives of state governors of Nddc states, please, for want of time, may I crave your indulgence to take leverage of the long protocol established here today. I'm here in dual capacity, or in fact in triple capacity. I'm representing His Excellency, the distinguished Senator Hope Uzodinma, the Executive Governor of Imo State, who is the Chairman, Governors of Nddc, the 9 states governors of Nddc. He's the chairman of the forum. And just right here, I'll be speaking, making his speech on behalf of all the governors of that Nddc states. We are here to congratulate the Nddc Commission for a job well done. You are celebrating a well-deserved 25 years in pushing all the issues concerning the Nddcs and making a difference indeed. His Excellency, at this point, I will want to thank His Excellency, the President. I will also extend the thanks to the Chairman, Governors Forum of Nddc. I also want to thank the Chairman, Senate Committee on Nddc and his brother senators. I will at this point also thank especially the Chairman and the CEO of Nddc for a job well done. You have established interrelationship between the 9 NDD states by building roads, infrastructure, by building bridges across these states and making a difference indeed. You have also enlightened the people of this region by running different seminars and summits on different issues, empowering youth and women in skill acquisition. You have done so well indeed. And this 25th anniversary, which is your Silver Jubilee anniversary, is worthy of celebration. On behalf of all the 9 states governors, I want to thank you. I want to also say that by God's grace, some of us will still be here in the next 25 years to see all you have started come to fruition. And then in that 25 years, the Niger Delta states will be the envy of the world. Congratulations and God bless you.
Her Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Imo State has delivered that intervention on behalf of all other governors. It's now my pleasure to invite retired Vice Admiral Ibok Etebas, our host, Administrator of River State, to make his way as he now delivers his intervention.
Your Excellency, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Republic of Nigeria, here ably represented by His Excellency Senator George Akume, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Your Excellency Senator Goodwill Akpabio, GCON, Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Your Excellency Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, GCFR, former President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Your Excellencies, Governors of the Niger Delta region, here ably represented, members of the National Assembly here present, Your Royal Highnesses, Board Chairman, Nddc, and the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officers, Management of Nddc, Secretary to the Rivers State Government and all state functionaries here present, distinguished invited guests, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, it is with immense honor and pride that I join you all in the celebration of this momentous milestone, the 25th anniversary of the Niger Delta Development Commission, Nddc, in its silver jubilee. On behalf of the government and people of Rivers State, I warmly welcome you all to Port Harcourt, our capital city and the heartbeat of the Niger Delta and energy capital of Nigeria. We are proud to host this historic celebration, and I sincerely wish each and every one of you a most pleasant and memorable stay in our Port Harcourt. 5 years ago, the Nddc was established with a bold and noble vision to provide a lasting solution to the socio-economic challenges of the Niger Delta, drive sustainable development, foster peace, and bring prosperity to the people of this region. Since then, through trials and triumphs, the Commission has grown into a beacon of regional integration and intervention, committed to bridging infrastructure gaps, improving livelihoods, and amplifying the hopes and aspirations of our communities. As host state to the headquarters of this very important commission and principal stakeholder in the commission's work, Rivers State acknowledges the unique relationship with the Nddc. Our state has been both a contributor and beneficiary of the Commission's intervention, from road construction and rural electrification to youth empowerment, water and health projects. While the journey has not been without challenges, the impact of these efforts across the length and breadth of our state cannot be denied. We, however, ask that the interventions in the state be further expanded to support our efforts around improvements in our sports facilities, deepen and institutionalize skill acquisition and training facilities, along with relevant certifications for our youth, as well as collaborate with the state government to harness the region's potentials in the blue economy. We must therefore begin to move our attention, not necessarily away from construction of roads and bridges, but by paying attention to and keying into renewed hope agenda of His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Republic of Nigeria. Specifically, growing the Nigerian economy into a $1 trillion economy, I am of the firm belief that the Niger Delta region, through collaboration with Nddc, can comfortably catalyze over half of this target simply by exploiting the potentials of our blue economy. As a government, the state stands ready to partner with Nddc and fellow Niger Delta states in forging a new era of synergy, impact, and inclusiveness. We believe that harnessing development efforts, avoiding duplication, and working in genuine partnership will ensure that our people feel the true impact of resources deployed. Over the past 25 years, the Niger Delta region has had its fair share of security and environmental challenges. We have witnessed firsthand its impact in both our economy and environment. Some oil companies have had to relocate their headquarters outside of the region. Oil wells shut in and vast acres of our ecosystems destroyed by activities of oil theft. I have confronted these challenges firsthand as former Chief of the Naval Staff and can attest to its negative impact on the region. I therefore urge all the stakeholders in this hall to continue to enlighten our people, both young and old, on the need for peace and protection of our national oil and gas infrastructure in the region. The Nddc can also do more in this area as well. Destruction of national infrastructure in the region can be a means of settling scores between politicians or with the federal government. We are destroying our land and ecosystem, the very means of livelihoods of the greater majority of our population, who depend on farming and fishing to earn a living. This Jubilee is therefore a time of reflection, but also of reform and rededication. Our youths are eager to contribute. Our communities are demanding transparency and sustainable growth. Environmental restoration must move to the center of our development agenda. Today, we pay special tribute to the founding fathers of Nddc, visionaries, who, through their struggle, foresight, and patriotic commitment, created a vehicle for regional transformation. We also honor the many past chairmen, managing directors, executive directors, and state representatives whose leadership and service shaped the Commission's trajectory. Their legacies remain part of the NDDC's rich and evolving story. We are also deeply honored by the presence of the former President, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, GCFR, the Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio, GCON, our keynote speaker, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, and the governors of the Niger Delta states and their representatives, and all other distinguished and eminent personalities. Your presence underscores the shared responsibility we all bear for the future of our region. I seize this opportunity to call for closer collaboration among the states to align our developmental strategies, share best practices, and create a stronger, more unified front in advancing the Niger Delta cause. Let me also express our sincere appreciation to His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, and for his unwavering commitment to the peace and stability in Rivers State and the broader Niger Delta. His intervention in restoring order and governance in Rivers State was timely, firm, and deeply reassuring. Mr. President continues to demonstrate strong political will for regional development, economic equity, and national cohesion. We are indeed grateful. Permit me also to congratulate the organizers of the 25th anniversary celebration for the successful hosting of this milestone event. The quality of planning, the richness of the discourse, and the inclusive participation we have witnessed speaks to the renewed commitment to the Niger Delta Development Commission's mission. I commend your efforts and wish you continued success in days ahead. And to the management and staff of Nddc, I commend your service and sacrifice. To our traditional rulers, community leaders, civil society, and private sector partners, your voices and contributions remain vital. Together, let us build a Niger Delta that is peaceful, productive, and prosperous, a region that truly works for all. Let the next 25 years of Nddc be marked not merely by projects, but by impact, not just by spending, but by the value our people receive from the resources deployed. Congratulations once again on this remarkable milestone. Thank you all. God bless the Niger Delta Commission. God bless Rivers State, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you very much indeed, retired Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Bass, Administrator of Rivers State. Your Excellency, he has spoken well and talked about reflection and how the next 25 years should be impactful. Thank you very much, our host administrator. Your Excellency, Esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen, a couple of very special books documenting the NDDC journey in the last 25 years have been written in commemoration. These are gorgeous books and they will be distributed in the hall. Can the authors of the book please be upstanding? Let's give them a round of applause. While that is going on, we would like to take only 2 goodwill messages. We've cut it down, and those 2 goodwill messages will come. And while that is going on, we would like the chairman of the NDDC board to prepare. After these goodwill messages, he will be bringing up past chairmen and MDs. In the meantime, please help me welcome His Royal Majesty Pere Kalanama the 8th, JP, Pere of Akikube Nin Kingdom, Vice Chairman, Delta State Council of Traditional Rulers, Secretary-elect, South-South Forum, Monarchs Forum, representing Chairman of TrumpCon. As he makes his way, please give him a round of applause.
Your Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, here ably represented by the Secretary to the Federal Government of Nigeria, Senator George Akume, Your Excellency, our son, the President of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Goodwill Akpabio, the uncommon senator. And of course, Your Excellency, our former President, President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, and of course the Chairman, Managing Director, CEO of the Niger Delta Development Commission. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me stand on the already established protocol. I came to speak on behalf of the Association of Traditional Rulers of Oil Mineral Producing Communities of Nigeria, TrumpCon. And of course, NDDC is a brainchild of TrumpCon. And so permit me to pay glowing tribute to our past chairman who actually traveled several times to Abuja to meet Mr. in 2000 and when NDDC was officially set up. And that is His Royal Majesty or the first, the Orojo of Okpe Kingdom of blessed memory. And of course, the Oba of Okbaland, Chukwemeka Inam Obi II, the Oba of Okbaland, who was also on that journey several times. And Edidem Udo, the paramount ruler of Ona Kingdom, Ona local government area of Akwa Ibom State, and my brother, the late Pharaoh of Simbre Kingdom, His Royal Majesty Charles Ayemi Potu of blessed memory. And of course, NDDC, like I said earlier on, is a brainchild of TrumpCon, and because I was also involved in the discussions that led to the setting up of this commission. And there and then, we have also played our role in assisting in maintaining the peace that we currently enjoy in the Niger Delta region. Of course, several commissions, boards have been put in place, but today I can beat my chest to say that the current board, led by the chairman and the MD, have actually done very well. One takeaway there is that there has been no infighting from the time of inception to date. And unlike the previous administrations, where you see the MD fighting with the chairman and of course with the executive director of finance and administration. But today you have a board that is working in synergy, and of course the resilience of this current board is top notch. Your sense of ingenuity is something that cannot be wished away. At 25 you have done so well, and at all the nooks and crannies in Niger Delta have experienced the Nddc in one way or the other, particularly in my community, where before now there was no road, but Nddc brought road to us, although the road currently suffers a setback, but I know that no sooner than later this road will be set up. And I can assure you that going forward, the traditional rulers of the region will lend their support and ensuring that in another 25 years, the dividends of democracy will be very clear to all and sundry. Once again, I thank you and wish you well in your journey to developing the Niger Delta. God bless you all.
Thank you very much, representative of all the monarchs. We thank you, sir. He has made his intervention, His Royal Majesty Pere Kalanama, the 8th Pere of Akikwine Nin Kingdom, Vice Chairman, Delta State Council of Traditional Rulers. We will now take goodwill messages for only 2 minutes. May I at this point invite His Excellency Ambassador Dr. Godnose Igali, National Chairman, Pan Niger Delta Forum, PANDEF, to come forward and make his quick intervention. Thank you very much. Every goodwill message going forward now will be only 2 minutes. Thank you very much indeed.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, here ably represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Your Excellency, former President Goodluck Jonathan, my boss, and our son, Your Excellency, the Senate President, my brother, distinguished Senator Godswill Akpabio, Your Excellencies, Your Royal Majesties, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Let me begin by extending our felicitations and congratulations to the management and the board of the Nddc on behalf of all the people of the Niger Delta. It is impossible to gather all of us from all the 9 states together in one place. But as a mother body that speaks for the people of Niger Delta, we would like to give our congratulations on behalf of all of us to this current board and management for marking this milestone. Congratulations. I would like to quickly say that the celebration of 25 years is significant because it shows that Nddc has come to mature. 25 years is a time of maturity. And all the past leadership, all the past boards and managements have tried their best, and we're happy that today my brother Chiedu Ebie and Dr. Sami Mgboko, the privilege of celebrating this milestone falls on you, and we must say that you are doing well, and we are pleased with you and pleased with your work. In saying so, we don't mean to flatter, and it is not to say other people did not work and you worked. Everybody has done their best. Different managements and boards had their challenges, but at your time, we say it, we bear witness, and we have said it severally, that we see a difference in how you are working, and the people of the Niger Delta will continue to stand by you to make sure that the object for which Nddc was established and the confidence Mr. President has reposed in you is well realized. Let me conclude by saying that, and I want to say this because some of our leaders are here. The NDDC thank His Majesty King Perekalanama, but NDDC, with all due respect, is a full realization and delivery of the aspirations of our people from the time of our founding fathers, the Pabrie, Okoyaripo, Melford Okilo, and all of that generation, Dr. Dodoma, who went to London in 1957, at the twilight of Nigeria's independence as we approached it, to demand that we, the people of Niger Delta, because of the peculiar terrain where we find ourselves and the developmental challenges, we want to be given an opportunity to be treated specially. Fortunately, oil came, and all that is history. So this is a signpost. This is a realization of the object of our unity as a people and our contributions to the growth of Nigeria in the past nearly 70 years of oil production. So we thank Mr. President. I will continue to look on the federal government to support all the work of the NDDC to realize the objective for which it was established. We thank all those who are in charge, the two ministers, the Minister of Regional Development, our own son and brother, and the Minister of States, who is his brother, and the National Assembly for the support you are giving to this management. We, the people of the Niger Delta, will work with the NDDC to realize all the objectives, and we thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I would like to place on record the continuous support of the Honorable Ministers of Regional Development, the Honorable Minister himself, and the Minister of State. We appreciate their presence at this august gathering. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have a quick announcement to make. Red and green tags only. If you have a red and green tag, you are to move upstairs to Hall 1 through the staircase by the left for your refreshments when this is all over. Red and green tags only to move upstairs to Hall 1 through the staircase by the left. You will have an usher waiting. Directors and past retired directors of NDDC only to move upstairs to Hall 2, go through the staircase by the hall entrance outside. And traditional rulers and clergy only to be led by the Traditional Rulers Committee. Every other person should remain in the hall, remain seated, and you will be attended. The next person I'm about to call up is going to perform a very special ceremony, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. He is going to do the vote of thanks. And you know, vote of thanks may seem simple, but it is not that simple. The gentleman providing the requisite leadership for a transformational NDDC can certainly not be befuddled by the vote of thanks. The son of a professor, a man who has traversed education, law, and administration. He has paid his dues as secretary to the government of Delta State, and he has improved internal cohesion, community development, and infrastructural development. Before he does his vote of thanks, he's going to come up and give honor to whom honor is due by doing a special invitation. Please help me welcome to the podium Mr. Chiedu Ebie Esquire, Chairman, Governing Board, NDDC. Please give him a round of applause as he makes his way. Thank you very much.
The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, our former President, President Goodwill Ebele Jonathan, the President of the 10th Senate and Chair of the National Assembly, distinguished Senator Godswill Obota-Pabio, Your Excellencies, invited guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Since the inception of NDDC, in 2000, the Commission has had 8 chairmen and 11 chief executive officers. These great men and women of the Niger Delta have served. They have served the Commission, they have served the people. And it's only right that today, as we celebrate the Silver Jubilee of NDDC, that we applaud and appreciate them. With your kind permission, it is now my very, very singular honor and privilege to please invite the past chairmen and chief executives of the Niger Delta Development Commission that are here with us in person. From the list available to me, I understand that the pioneer chairman, Chief Onyema Ugochukwu, is here. Managing Directors, Chief Udutumi Alaibe, Sir Basi Dan Abia, Mrs. Osato Areinka, Dr. Christian Obo, Dr. Christiana Atako, and Mr. Isima Ekere. Unfortunately, the others are not able to join us here in person, but of course we have their best wishes and prayers. Please let's appreciate them as they come up. Thank you very much, Saz. I would also, the current ND, can you please come and join, because it says past and present. Yes, please, if you would kindly give us a few remarks. Fine, thank you, sir. Yes, please.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of my, I should say, former colleagues, I want to thank God for the NDDC that it is able to celebrate its Silver Jubilee, where in the past other efforts had failed. I want to congratulate the present board of the NDDC for the wonderful job they are doing. They have raised the bar in so many ways, and they are living the dream of the NDDC and the vision that led to the foundation of the NDDC. I want to congratulate them, and I also want to thank the government for keeping this board together. Part of the problem the NDDC had in the past was frequent changes in its board and management. Boards were removed after every 2 years. I want to appeal to the government to please let this board that is performing complete its tenure, and maybe find a way also to allow for overlap of one tenure with another, so that there will be institutional memory. It will help the NDDC. The NDDC has achieved a lot. I want to congratulate them, but there is still a lot to be done in the Niger Delta. It can be done, like Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala said. It must be done. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Happy anniversary, NDDC.
Thank you very much, Chief Onyema Ugochukwu, on behalf of the past and the present chairmen and chief executives. Your Excellencies, today we have all gathered here to reflect on our journey and achievements and to honor our founding fathers and all those, both living and departed, whose sacrifices birthed what we know as the Niger Delta Development Commission. As the chair of the 7th Governing Board, I'm proud to state that we stand united as a team with a shared vision, sincerity of purpose, and commitment, supported by a strong management team led by Dr. Sam Ogbuku. Our modest achievements would not have been possible without the foresight and vision of the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who has demonstrated unparalleled dedication to the development of the Niger Delta. To Mr. President, we salute you, we appreciate you, and we thank you for the confidence you have reposed in us. Our very special thanks goes to our former president, a true son of the Niger Delta, President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, GCFR, for his fatherly role and always honoring our invitation. We know that you had to break your journey from one of the West African countries to be with us here today. Thank you very much, Mr. President, and thank you for all you've done for the region and for the nation. The National Assembly has always been an integral part of the existence and activities of NDDC. Their commitments to the birth of NDDC was so resolute in 2000 that the 4th National Assembly overrode a presidential veto to pass the NDDC bill. This is an unprecedented move that I dare say still remains the only instance of such an override in Nigeria since the advent of this democratic dispensation. This support has even grown stronger and more encouraging with the 10th National Assembly under the leadership of His Excellency Senator Godswill Akpabio, supported by our committee chairman in the National Assembly, in the persons of Senator Asuko Ekpeyong and Honorable Eriatake Ibori Suenu, and members of their committee. We are indeed grateful for the collaborative and harmonious working relationship, and we look forward to a stronger relationship. Thank you very much, Mr. Senate President. Stakeholder engagement and collaboration is one area that we place a very high premium. We've had a series of stakeholder engagements, but more importantly is the support we get from the Niger Delta governors. We're grateful to Your Excellencies, the governors of the Niger Delta states, who have continued to support us. And this is led by the governor of Imo State and the chairman of the advisory committee, His Excellency Senator Hope Uzodimma. We will continue to interface with the governors and the states and work with them based on needs assessments. Your Excellencies, thank you for the support thus far. I would like to very specially recognize and thank some of our past leaders, to be precise, the class of 1999 governors of the NDDC mandate states, namely Chief James Ibori, Obong Victor Atta, Dr. Peter Odili, Chief Lucky Binedio, Chief Achike Udenwa, Senator Oju Zokalu, Mr. Donald Duke, Chief Adebayo Adefarati, and the late Governor General himself, Chief DSP Alamesega, of blessed memory. All these men were instrumental in ensuring the birth of NDDC and its takeoff. They worked very closely with the members of the National Assembly at the time to ensure that the NDDC saw the light of day. To them, to those living and no longer with us, we're indeed grateful for the energy and effort you put in ensuring that the NDDC came to life. Honorable Minister, sir, we are indeed very grateful for your unwavering support. You have always supported us, together with the Honorable Minister of State and the entire Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs. We don't take your supervisory role for granted. We know that it takes a lot from you to always be with us here in the region every time we have an event. To the Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Engineer Abubakar Momo, and the Minister of State, His Excellency Uba Megari Amadu, we say thank you very much, sirs. To our founding fathers, scholars, community leaders, civil society organizations, youths, women, and persons too numerous to mention, your agitations and struggles against the neglect, poverty, underdevelopment, and environmental degradation suffered by the region is why we can all gather here today to reflect on our past and celebrate NDDC at 25. We remain deeply indebted to you for your dedication and tenacity in realizing the dream of NDDC. As we say our goodbyes, we would like to also very specially thank our keynote speaker, a true daughter of the Niger Delta and a great expert of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We have listened to you very carefully, and we assure you that we will continue to do our best and ensure that the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President is intertwined with our activities to ensure that at the end of our tenure, we can look back and allow posterity to judge us very fairly. Once again, I thank each and every one of you for your time and attention. God bless the Niger Delta region. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you very much. We thank you most sincerely, the Chairman, Governing Board. Once again, we congratulate all past chairmen and managing directors of the NDDC. I saw my Oga in the media, Chief Ugochukwu. Good evening, sir, my Oga. We would like to congratulate the chairman of the board, who has spoken well and extended his thankfulness to everyone worthy. And like I mentioned, he has delivered his vote of thanks as is expected of a man of his personality as Chairman, Governing Board, NDDC. Let's give another round of applause to Mr. Chiedu Ebie Esquire, Chairman, Governing Board. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'd like again to put on record our ministers who are here, His Excellency Uba Megari Amadu, Honorable Minister of State, Regional Development, and Honorable Engineer Abubakar Momo, FNSC Minister of Regional Development, who is the chief host. Your Excellency, we understand that Rivers State has given us so much to be proud of, and the administrator sits on that chair to ensure that all of us are comfortable. But the man looking after regional development under Mr. President's Renewed Hope agenda is an engineer. Honorable Engineer Abubakar Momo, Honorable Minister of Regional Development, will now deliver his goodwill message.
Your Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, here ably represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, distinguished Senator George Akume. Let me also recognize the President of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the common President of the Senate, distinguished Senator Goodwill Akpabio. We are also privileged to have here today a former President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who is also a son of the soil, President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. Let me also recognize the presence of the National Assembly members, senators, House of Representatives, and their chairman, including my leader, distinguished Senator Adams Oshomori, who is here present. Let me also recognize the presence of our traditional rulers, who are here represented by Chokop leadership, and of course, every other personality here present, including the Managing Director, Chairman, and Board of Nddc. First, I want to say that I'm indeed very glad to be here today to make a few remarks on this very auspicious occasion marking the 25th anniversary of Nddc. For me, this occasion is not only a celebration of the Commission's journey, but also a reaffirmation of our collective commitment to the sustainable transformation of the Niger Delta development. 25 years ago, in response to the passionate yearnings of the people of Niger Delta and in recognition of the immense contributions of the region to the socio-economic development of the nation, the federal government established the Nddc. The Commission was tasked to catalyze infrastructural and socio-economic development, act as a bridge between the federal government and host communities, and tackle the unique challenges facing oil-producing areas in the region. Indeed, the creation of Nddc was a bold step and a vision anchored in justice, equity, and inclusiveness. May I therefore seize this singular opportunity at this juncture to remark that we are celebrating today because the Nddc Act was passed by the National Assembly. Like somebody said today, the bill itself was an executive bill, but the final passage of the bill was that of the National Assembly, because at the time the bill was passed to act, that was on the 1st and 6th of June by the House of Representatives and Senate in 2000, the then President declined assent. And it took the courage, steadfastness, magnanimity of the then presiding officers of the National Assembly, led by distinguished Senator Chuba Okadibo and Honorable Gali Umar Naba, to pass that bill to act. And that is why the Nddc today is in existence. I think I will therefore use this opportunity for us to appreciate these gentlemen and also members of the then National Assembly, and in particular, members of the National Assembly from Niger Delta region, because they rally support among their colleagues to ensure that the bill was passed. Each part of the then President declining assent. I also want to appreciate the then President, Olusegun Obasanjo, because if it were other presidents, say, well, since I didn't sign it and you vetoed me, I will not implement. But throughout his period, he implemented the act. And so also other subsequent presidents. And also to commend our president here, Jonathan, President Goodluck Jonathan, for the role he played to ensure that the activities of Delta development move from strength to strength. Let me say that over the past quarter century, the Nddc has made significant progress in the area of infrastructure, education, and health, skill acquisition, and empowerment. In the life of this administration, with me as Minister of Niger Delta and now Regional Development, I have not only witnessed this progress, I have also supervised it along with my colleagues, the Honorable Minister of State, the Permanent Secretary, and the directors of the ministry. I want to say that in area of infrastructure, Nddc has constructed thousands of roads, kilometers of roads, jetties, bridges, and power stations. For example, last year alone, a good number of legacy projects that were abandoned in the past were commissioned. It has been mentioned that the Ogba-Nebe Road, about 27 kilometers, was one of the legacy projects of this administration, but it was abandoned, not completed because of lack of funding. When this board came on board, money was provided by the president, and that project was completed and commissioned last year. We also saw to the commissioning of Okitipupa electricity projects that serve almost 5 states in Ondo State. For about 15 years, that region did not get electricity. But with this current board of Nddc, and with the intervention of Mr. President, money was provided, and that project saw the light of the day. And I was very much thrilled that while we were there, the governor of the state did measure that he was a member of the board of Nddc when that project started, that he was the happiest that he was now sitting as the governor of the state to see that the project. So these are very, very important projects that were commissioned last year, including the 600-meter Ibeno Bridge and 7 kilometers Leak Road. We also commissioned the Ikobauka substation last year and a host number of other projects. This year alone, I know the number of projects that we have commissioned within the Niger Delta. Is it the network of roads in Imo State, in Igara local government, or the 23 kilometers network roads in Abia, the Oyibo, and Abraka Bini Phase 1. All these projects have been commissioned by Nddc and a number of others that are still on board. In the area of education and health, the Nddc has taken the lead in uplifting the lives of the people of Niger Delta through the construction and equipping of schools and hospitals. Recently, I attended the flag-off of the free medical outreach and provision of ambulances and other medical equipment to selected hospitals in the 9 states of Niger Delta under the partnership of Nddc and the Renew Hope initiative of our First Lady. And also, under the same partnership, the Nddc acquired and distributed about 45,000 units of ULSC to various primary and secondary schools in Niger Delta. In 2024, the Nddc carried out free medical treatment and was able to treat about 32,000 patients in that exercise alone. This trend has been going on for more than 10 years. And in a similar vein, since 2010, Nddc has been involved in foreign scholarships when every year students of the region, about 200, are set on foreign scholarship. And this is done in order to develop human capacity in the region. So there are quite a number, and I don't want to boast, but these achievements, to some extent, while they are commendable, I'm pleased to inform you that they are just a tip of the iceberg. As the Commission, under the watch of the Ministry of Regional Development, is posed to accelerating its developmental pace in the region. The pathway to achieving this is to align our operations with Mr. President's Renew Hope agenda, built on 8 core priorities, including economic reform, infrastructure, service delivery, and environmental sustainability. This provides a clear pathway for transformative development in the Niger Delta region. Under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's leadership, the Nddc has been repositioned, just like every other president has said, to deliver on its mandate with greater efficiency. We are embracing institutional reforms, project prioritization, strategic partnerships, and digital governance for improved performance. Notably, we are aligning the Commission's work with national development plans, while improving accountability and transparency through the completion of legacy projects that create long-term impact in the region rather than token interventions. While we celebrate, we must also acknowledge and confront the persistent challenges of corruption and project abandonment, which have eroded public trust in the past. In this regard, I have to commend the efforts of the board and management of this current Nddc for making a difference in terms of transparency and project completion since assumption of office. I'm sure having heard from PADEF, and we also heard from TROCOP, these are critical segments of the Niger Delta region. Deep pouring economics on the current board of Nddc and a host of other people that are spoken, That is a clear confirmation that this current board is a board that by the grace of God will live to witness 4 years as their tenure. Notably, we are aligning the Commission's work with national development plans while improving accountability and transparency. While we celebrate, we must also acknowledge and confront the persistent challenges of corruption and abandonment, which have alluded to. This celebration marks a turning point from transactional to transformational development. This demands a bold, inclusive, and data-driven approach, guided by the following principles: the principle of sustainability, cleaner energy, greater practices, and environmental remediation, such as the Ogoni cleanup, coordinated by APREP, must be deepened and sustained. Diversification, we must not only rely on oil. We must also invest in agriculture, blue economy, tourism, manufacturing, and technology. Youth and women empowerment. The youths are brimming with innovation. We must support them with skills, tools, and opportunities. Women must be empowered as equal stakeholders. I think in this area, Nddc has been doing its very best in terms of women and youth empowerment, training and empowering them with startup parks. Infrastructure development, roads, schools, and hospitals remain critical. We are committed to completing all viable projects and reducing the stock of abandoned projects. And development cannot happen without peace and security. We must address the root causes of conflict through equitable resources distribution. In this regard, I have to thank our traditional rulers who have always been the custodian of peace in their respective regions. And we want to urge you to continue to support this government to ensure that there's reasonable peace in Niger Delta. Regional strategy and coordination. The Ministry of Regional Development has begun harmonization of all existing regional development plans to create a unified and coherent strategy, ending disjointed and overlapping interventions. And to drive the region forward, we must stop working across purposes. We need to institutionalize collaboration, mutual respect, partnership between the federal government, state governments, civil society, private sectors, and international partners. Like a true union of purpose, we must not work in silos. Let us draw inspiration from successful models of regional integration and collective development. We must continue with critical stakeholder engagement across the Niger Delta region to ensure that even the most vulnerable voices are heard. Development must be inclusive, participatory, and community-driven. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, 25 years of Nddc is not just a milestone, it is a call to deeper reflection, greater responsibility, and a new commitment, and to ensure that if there are areas that have been neglected, that this time around we focus on them. Let us remember that the true wealth of the Niger Delta lies not only in oil, but in its people, resilient, creative, and resourceful. Together, let us build a region where every child can dream without limitation, every youth can succeed without leaving their community, and every woman and man can live in dignity, peace, and prosperity. I wish to therefore, on behalf of the Ministry of Regional Development, extend my heartfelt congratulations to the board, management, and staff of Nddc, past and present, for their services. May the next 25 years mark a golden era of progress, pride, partnership for the Niger Delta and Nigeria as a whole. Lastly, let me use this opportunity to thank and commend the effort of the National Assembly, because since this board has been in place, the National Assembly has been very, very much cooperative, and they have been working to ensure that Niger Delta Development Commission budgets are passed expeditiously and without any hindrance. In this respect, I have to commend and thank the Okomo President of the Senate and the Speaker of the House of Representatives for playing that very role And I'm sure it's because he was also a minister of the Niger Delta region, and he knows the problem. So once the budgets of the national NDDC comes to the National Assembly, we really never experience delays. So I wish to plead with you to ensure that the years ahead, and particularly as we soon present the 2025 budget, that the same manner that you will be passing the previous one, let it be passed this time, so that we can witness more meaningful development in the Niger Delta region. Let me also, at this point, pay tribute to our father, Pa E.K. Clark. He's not here with us today, but he's one of those people who fought seriously to ensure that Niger Delta is where it is today. So we pray to Almighty God to repose his soul and that all his sins are forgiven. Having said that, let me say that we have come to the close of this speech and to also appreciate and thank the Secretary to the Government of Federation, because he has been very wonderful. In most cases, when you get there on any matter, he doesn't waste time before he assists us. And also to the governors of the regions for their roles and the way and manner they have cooperated with the management and board of NDDC. So once again, I thank you and thank everybody here present.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister for Regional Development, for your intervention. Good work has been done, but there's still so much more to go. And he remembered to pay tribute to Chief Edwin Clark, who fought assiduously to get the Niger Delta where it is today. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, sir. Your Excellency, Mr. President, Your Excellency, the President of the Senate, this is the moment we invite a gentleman's gentleman, a man who has been carrying out good diplomacy across the African sub-region, doing shuttle diplomacy as an African statesman, a former President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, a good man in heart and soul, a man of peace, and a man who has been doing such great work for Nigeria. Please help me welcome His Excellency, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, former President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. A homecoming for Mr. President. Your Excellency, sir.
Thank you so much. Please be seated. Please be seated. Do I need this? This is enough. Let me appreciate Mr. President, here represented by the Secretary of Government of the Federation, my good friend, His Excellency Senator George Akume. Thank you for coming. Let me appreciate my younger brother, the Senate President, His Excellency Senator Goodwill Akpabio. Thank you for being here with us. Let me appreciate the Administrator of Rivers State for being here with us. And let me appreciate other governors of the sub-region that are represented by their deputy governors, speakers, and others. Members of the National Assembly that are here with us, the Honorable Minister, Minister of State for Regional Development, thank you for your beautiful speech. Our host, the Chairman and the MD of NDDC, thank you for putting this program together. The former Chairman, former MDs of NDDC, we also have to recognize you. And as I got in here, I saw some people that are dear to me, my directors in Umpadek. And let me use this opportunity to appreciate all of them. I was one of them, I was an assistant director. Our ethnic nationality leaders, our traditional rulers and religious leaders, our youth leaders and women leaders, thank you for being here for this ceremony. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am honored to be part of today's momentous occasion, the 25th anniversary of the Niger Delta Development Commission, Nddc. I extend my sincere appreciation to the Managing Director of the Nddc, Chief Dr. Samuel Ogbuku, the board chairman and members of the board, and indeed the management team of Nddc for putting together this 25th anniversary of the commission. Let me begin by congratulating Chief Ogbuku, along with past leaders of the commission, for their invaluable contributions over the years, which have helped shape the Nddc into the institution we are celebrating today. As sons and daughters of the Niger Delta, this Silver Jubilee presents an opportunity for deep reflections on the Commission's unique journey, the milestones achieved across the region, the lessons learned over the 25 years, and indeed the critical work that still lies ahead of the Commission. My personal connection to this development agency, the Nddc, spans several decades. As I mentioned to you, many may not know that I once served in the defunct OMPADEC, which is the precursor to the Nddc. I served there as an assistant director in the Directorate of Environmental Protection and Pollution Control. I left there as an assistant director and become the deputy governor of my state, Bayelsa State. And of course, my journey, you all know. So that gives me a vantage position to have an idea of what has been happening in Nddc over the period. But something critical that I need to mention, Onyema Ogoshiku, the pioneer chairman, noted it. The frequent changes of the leadership of Nddc has been a problem of the development. When we listen to the keynote address, Ngozi mentioned numerous projects abandoned. It was not abandoned because the managers of Nddc wanted to do so, but the frequent changes made it that way. When you cannot plan, when there's no time to plan, agencies that go develop now resort to contractor-driven projects, not projects based on planning. From what the chairman said, over these 25 years, we have had 11 CEOs of Nddc. That means that each CEO, on the average, is 2 years, 3 months. So 2 years, 3 months, how can you plan? How can you finish projects that are significant to the sub-region? So let me sincerely thank Mr. President for retaining the CEO. And we are here celebrating this because he has stayed a little more than 2 years. Buhari appointed him in 2022, I think November or so, but he resumed duty on 4th of January 2023. Tinubu came on board May 2023. If Tinubu was not interested in developing this region, he would have removed him and give appointment to another person. He would have been just 5 months in office. Nobody would have heard about Ogbuku. We hear about Onyema Ogoshiku and Timi Alaibe because they stayed for a reasonable time. And within that period, they were able to put things on ground that people remember. So, Your Excellency, the Secretary of Government, we are representing the President, so you are the President here. Convey my sincere appreciation to him and urge that we want him to allow these people to complete their projects. As we celebrate this milestone, I commend the current leadership under Dr. Ogbuku for its purposeful governance, people-oriented projects execution, and commendable community engagement initiatives. I urge the Commission not to relent, but to deepen its commitment to performance-driven and inclusive governance, one that prioritizes long-term impact over short-term, politically motivated projects. We must continually emphasize that the future of the Niger Delta does not rest solely on oil and gas. It lies in agriculture, education, digital innovation, tourism, and renewable energy. True sustainability requires preparing our region for a post-oil economy. It's the transition that must begin now. To the current and future leaders of the Nddc, I offer this charge. Let the next 25 years be defined by legacy projects, integrated planning, and robust collaboration with state governments, communities, and civil society actors. Let us move from vision to verifiable outcomes, from promises to measurable progress, from projects on paper to prosperity on the ground. I am pleased to learn that the current leadership is making efforts to complete abandoned projects across various states in the Niger Delta. I commend the resolve and urge them to go further by resisting the temptation to award contracts without adequate funding or capacity for execution. That practice must not come up again. To our young people, the future of the Niger Delta lies in your hands. I encourage you to remain engaged, innovative, and committed to peace. Development can only take root in an atmosphere of stability. Let us nurture a culture that rewards creativity, rejects violence, and demands accountability from our leaders. In conclusion, I reaffirm my enduring belief that in unity of purpose, collective will of Niger Delta people to shine, and the management of the Nddc will continue to make us proud. I thank you all.
His Excellency, former President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Excellency Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, a man who believes so much in Nigeria, is making his way, saying hello to the representative of Mr. President, and saying hello to the President of the Senate and the honorable ministers and all those in the front row with him. Distinguished Senator Adams Oshiomhole makes a beehive to say hello to His Excellency the former President, who received a true Niger Delta great homecoming welcome when he rose to mount the podium, a true son of the Niger Delta. Let's give another round of applause to His Excellency the former President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan. We thank you, sir, for your intervention. You have spoken truth to the Nddc as a true father should, and as a man who has kept a close eye on the commission. Like other speakers before him, His Excellency has encouraged the government to keep the current administration of Chief Samuel Ogbuku, PhD, so that he can complete the great innovative projects that he has been working on. Those of you who know Akwa Ibom State will know that there were men who sat on the saddle there. One of them is an uncle of mine who has recently passed, Colonel Abbey, who was governor of Akwa Ibom at some point. But a governor who went there and defined the true purpose of Dakada, rise to greatness, of motivation for every son and every daughter of Akwa Ibom State. When he was governor, he did great things in Akwa Ibom, and today he is His Excellency Senator Dr. Goodwill Obot Akpabio, President of the Senate and the National Assembly of the Federal Government of Nigeria and the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He makes his way now to deliver his intervention. Your Excellency, Mr. Senate President, who makes his way to deliver his intervention at this 25th anniversary of the NDDC. The President of the Senate.
Very quiet. I can hear it by 11 o'clock. Thank you. Good afternoon to all and sundry. Like you can see, the National Assembly, we have the mantra of Liverpool Football Club. So they say to their president, you shall not walk alone. You shall not walk alone. So the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, ably represented by my colleague GSM, former governor, former minister, former minority leader, now Secretary to Government of the Federation, George Akume, CON, CFR. Let me also pay tribute to the man that understands. My colleagues from the National Assembly are all here. The class of the 10th Assembly of the National Assembly and past members of the National Assembly, both Senate and House of Representatives, I greet all of you. Your Excellency, the former President, you just mentioned a little bit of your story here, that in the days of Paddock, Oil Mineral Producing Areas Commission, that eventually gave birth to the Niger Delta Development Commission, that you were part and parcel of it. You served as Assistant Director in Paddock. You saw your former directors, and from there, you became Deputy Governor of Bayelsa State. Governor of Bayelsa State. From there, you became Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. From there, you became Acting President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And from there, you served as President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So we salute you as a son of the soil, in whom we are very proud of. For the distinguished senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, including principal officers past and present, I also salute you. For members of the House of Representatives, including principal officers, members past and present, I salute you. I must also salute the current administrator of Rivers State. My brother, now you are His Excellency, former Chief of Naval Staff, of course, rightly His Excellency as former Ambassador to the Republic of Ghana. My brother, CNS, Invas Iboite, so I salute you, sir. The Minister of Regional Planning, my brother Momo, I use you as a point of contact to recognize all other ministers who are here. And let me use Chief Onyema Okochukwu to recognize all past managing directors and all past chairmen of Niger Delta Development Commission. May God continue to uphold you in Jesus' name. And of course, now I come to Chief Ebie, former Secretary to Government of Delta State and current Chairman of the Board. I also salute you. The performing Managing Director of the Niger Delta Development Commission, a man of peace from the peaceful state of Bayelsa, Chief Sam Okugu, PhD, I congratulate you for being the Managing Director of Nddc at 25 on already established protocols by paying tribute to her royal fathers who are here in their numbers, and also saying that may your reign be long. Your Excellency, the former President, it is from you that I will start. I have a very long speech, but I've abandoned the speech for want of time. Anybody listening to your story will not know that there is an underlying fact, and that fact is nothing but humility. So God creates from nothing, and unless a man is nothing, God can make nothing out of such a man. That's the first quote. To the youths and future MDs of the NDDC, I want to say this, that Frank Fanon said clearly that every generation out of absolute obscurity must discover their mission. And when they discover that mission, they either fulfill it or betray it. The rest is left to you. Every generation out of absolute obscurity must discover their mission. And when you discover that mission, you either betray that mission or you fulfill that mission. May God help you to fulfill the mission of turning around the Niger Delta region in future, in Jesus' name. Amen. Now, why did we have so much problems in NDDC? There were many reasons. Part of it was leadership tussle. In the Niger Delta region, we have what we call periwinkle politics. Periwinkle politics is politics of the same head. Everybody bears the same head. Nobody wants to wait for his turn. Everybody feels that he should be here and not the other person. So there was always this conspiratorial situation. Each management in the NDDC, from the management itself, they will conspire against themselves. And of course, those that you met on ground, the staff, will assist you to quarrel. And shortly after, they will send you away. Maybe one of them will become acting managing director. And I realized when I was Minister of Niger Delta that that was a main issue. Let me even tell you a story. The NDDC for almost on a bad road, paying 300 million a year. And that apartment or that upstairs was not connected to the national grid. It would have taken less than 70 million to do so. But it was easier for them to give out contracts for diesel to all and sundry, 300 million, 500 million a month, without connecting that place to the national grid for over 20 years. We are here to let you know that yes, past National Assembly members also saw your confusion and added more. So even before you can get your budget passed, they will also insist, do this for my region, do this. At the end, you bargainize the entire budget, and you could not complete even 10 kilometers of quality road for Niger Delta region. You left behind over 14,700 projects abandoned because regime change after regime change brought with it new projects, new ideas that were never crystallized. So today, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has mounted the saddle as President of Nigeria. He has realized that continuous and consistent changes in the management of NDDC was totally inimical
to the progress of the Niger Delta region. Hence, the reason why we have assessed the management under Dr. Sam Ogbuku and found it worthy to continue to complete his term, and if need be, have an extension in order to bring more progress to the Niger Delta region. So I salute you, Sam Ogbuku, and I salute all members of your management. Before now, I assess why shouldn't Nddc have its own permanent office? As Minister, not of Regional Development, but then of Minister of Niger Delta, I had to struggle to complete the 13-story building with another 4-story ancillary structure. Started 26 years earlier by one of our sons, Chief A.K. Horsford, under the days of Ampadek. And by the time we completed that building, under my tenure as minister, we were able to save Niger Delta millions and millions and hundreds of millions of fuel and at the same time rent. Today, you have a sprawling mansion as your head office. I urge you to maintain it and to make it good for the people. Try and change those lifts, change the elevators, the escalators that were purchased 17 years even before the building was completed, even though they were all abandoned. I also found out that the management staff were the owners of most of the subcontracts in Nddc. They contributed a lot to the melees that we found on ground. Hence, we had to undertake major forensic audit, which report is still available for you to review and continue to make the place better than what you met it. Now, 25 years after, these gentlemen have come out, senators, members of the National Assembly, to underscore the fact that the Nddc was a major creation of the National Assembly. It was the National Assembly, for the first time, that exercised its constitutional power of overriding presidential veto to ensure that the Niger Delta Development Commission's Act became an act of parliament. That is why we are all here, to support you at 25. I thought somebody would clap for that. So there would have been no Nddc without the National Assembly. So we are here to assure you, your management and the staff, that we will do everything possible for you to succeed 25 years after. And I tell you that if you invite us, many of us here will come back to celebrate the Golden Jubilee at 50. I thought somebody would slap. You'll be here. Oshimole has indicated that all of us will be here 25 years after. Even if we are 73 years of age, at 25, it's still not enough. That is 98. We will struggle to be here to celebrate the Nddc at 50. Now things are turning around for the Niger Delta region. Niger Delta, we were just used as the golden egg that, of course, the golden golden goose that produced the golden eggs. But at the same time, we have a right. In fact, let me come to my main point. We have a right to choose who manages our eggs. We have a right to choose who manages our resources. This is a region that produces the wealth of the nation. So people should not think that any person can just come and become president without consultation with the people of the Niger Delta region. So the Niger Delta region has assessed President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and found him fit to continue in office beyond 2027. Yes, sir. That is the truth. Yes. No be so? No be so? So let other people who are conspiring, they did it before and removed our son. Good Lord, Brother Jonathan. This time around, we are saying in this region that the entire South region, the entire Niger Delta, will speak as one voice. We speak as one voice. And we are telling the president, on your mandate we stand. On your mandate we stand. No conspiracy formed against this government that has recognized Niger Delta shall prosper. Can we shout amen? Amen. 46 years ago, was the time that they gave the Niger Delta the opportunity to produce a Senate president in the person of Dr. Joseph Wires. This is the government that has recognized Niger Delta. But you are recognized when it comes to taking your resources and abandoning your environment. Today, the president has set up a university of environment, a university of sciences in Ogoniland to take care of the environmental pollution left behind as a result of years of oil pollution and oil exploitation. He has set up a maritime university, signed it into an act of parliament in Okerenkoko in Delta State. He has given us various institutions in agriculture and others. And not only in terms of appointment, he is also giving us a lot of projects. If we have all this, no wonder the entire region is saying, on your mandate we stand. So I want to congratulate you, my MD, and the management of staff of Nddc, and to wish you well at 25, and pray that your leadership will bring more good people of Nigeria, and the story of the Nddc will change forever. Mr. President, represented by the SGF, take our message back that even at the celebration of the 25th anniversary of the Niger Delta Development Commission, we are saying that we have seen a ray of light in the tunnel. And on that, we stand with Mr. President. We stand with the administration of the Nddc. May God bless the Niger Delta, may God bless the Nddc, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. His Excellency, the President of the Senate, has spoken. He has made his intervention. All the efforts that have to do with all of this administration support of the Nddc, he has put on the table. He has appreciated His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and the support he has given the Nddc about what it means to be a community, what it means to speak with one voice, what it means to make a difference, because, of course, the Nddc has been making a difference for 25 years, and the effort that the Nddc has been making has been unprecedented. Your Excellencies, that is the President of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who has just left the podium and delivered his unflappable intervention for the 25 years anniversary of the Nddc. Everything the President of the Senate, His Excellency, has said has been captured in gold, captured in the media. A true son of the Nddc has made his intervention at this time, and because he has made his intervention, it gives us an opportunity to do the work that has brought us here to continue in the same vein. Your Excellency, Mr. President, sir, we're very delighted that you are still here with us. Excellency, the representative of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Mr. Chukwu, has a few recognitions, after which we will go straight away to invite His Excellency, the President's rep.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may I crave your indulgence to recognize Senator Emmanuel Agwarawodu, former MDC or Nddc. You're welcome, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please settle down. We're preparing to invite the representative of Mr. President. Please clear the aisle. His podium is being prepared at the moment for him to come up. We would like again to salute the presence of our eminent traditional rulers who are here and who have stayed with us throughout. We thank you, sirs. We appreciate you. all the deputy governors of the state who have remained with us, and of course, His Excellency, the very, very chief host, who is the administrator of River State. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment when we bring up a man described by the... Please permit me to make this announcement really quickly. Red and green tags only to move upstairs to Hall 1 through the staircase by the left. Directors and past retired directors of Nddc only to move upstairs to Hall 2. Go through the staircase by the hall entrance outside. Traditional rulers and clergy only to be led by Traditional Rulers Committee downstairs. All others will remain seated in the hall for their...
It's been a wonderful time here as Niger Delta Development Commission celebrates a silver jubilee. 25 years, it's been a long time coming. From abandoned projects to renewed hope. And of course, the narrative is changing with Chiedu Ebi as chairman of the Nddc and Dr. Samuel Ogbuku as managing director and chief executive officer. Of course, we've been witnessing the plenary session titled Transmitting Vision to Reality for the Sustainable Development of the Niger Delta region. In a few minutes, His Excellency, former Governor of Benue State, George Akume. It's been a wonderful time here because he will be representing the President of the Federal Government of Nigeria, Bola Tinubu, Joseph McPepple. He has been welcomed now to go to the podium to give his speech.
Please join your hands together and welcome Mr. President as he comes forward to deliver the special guest of honor's speech. Please continue to clap, continue to clap. Thank you very much indeed.
Please be seated. The President of the Senate, His Excellency Godswill Akpabio, GCON, the former President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Ebele Jonathan, GCFR, distinguished and honorable members of the National Assembly, the governors of the Nddc states, and may I recognize in a special way the administrator, our host of River State, Admiral Ibas, former Chief of Naval Staff, members of the Federal Executive Council, especially the ministers of regional development who are here with us. The Royal Highnesses here present, the Chairman Nddc, the Managing Director, Nddc, members of the Nddc, top management of Nddc and staff, invited guests, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, I stand in for the President of Nigeria, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, the man who respects the Niger Delta and the man who loves the Niger Delta. He would have been here himself But as most of you know, he has not yet returned from the BRICS, which took place in faraway Brazil. Permit me to proceed with his statement on this great occasion. It is with great joy that I address you on this momentous occasion, marking the silver jubilee of the Niger Delta Development Commission, Nddc. On this day, Saturday, 12 July, we commemorate exactly 25 years since the federal government established the Nddc to drive the overall development of the Niger Delta. As the pioneer regional development commission in our country, the Nddc has indeed come a long way. Born out of the federal government's desire to advance the Niger Delta, the Nddc remains central and pivotal to the region's economic growth and material well-being of the people. This vital region and its people occupy an irreplaceable position in our nation, rich in hydrocarbon and agricultural resources, and blessed with outstanding human capital. This region has played a significant role in Nigeria's development before and after independence, a role it will undoubtedly continue to play in the years ahead. Community development is very close to my heart, particularly projects and programs that directly improve the lives of our citizens. I therefore reaffirm that the development, peace, well-being, and security of the Niger Delta region will remain a top priority of my administration. As I told the leaders of the region in March this year, the Niger Delta is the goose that lays the golden egg. We must care for the goose to continue reaping the benefits of the golden egg. Consequently, I pledge the full commitment of this administration to support the development of the region and empower the Nddc to fulfill its statutory mandate. A significant testament to this commitment is the swift constitution of the Nddc board early in the life of my administration. Indeed, the Nddc was one of the first full boards inaugurated shortly after I assumed office. This prompt action underscores the priority we place on the Commission as a vehicle for accelerating development in the Niger Delta. Since the inception of this administration, the Nddc has received increased funding from the federal government, enabling it to meet its obligations and deliver key projects. We will continue to ensure that the Commission remains adequately empowered to carry out its functions effectively and maximally. Within this short period, we have repositioned the Commission for better service delivery. This is evident in the commissioning of several key projects, such as the Ogba-Nembe Road and bridges in Bayelsa State, and the Okitipupa electrification project in Ondo State, which has restored electricity to communities that have been in darkness for over 15 years, amongst other projects. In the same vein, our flagship infrastructure project, the 750-kilometer Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, traverses 7 of the 9 Niger Delta states. This transformative legacy project will serve as a viable alternative to the East-West Road, significantly enhancing transportation, driving economic development, and unlocking tourism opportunities. It will foster trade and connectivity across the region while opening up new investment prospects in the hydrocarbon belt
and spurring the growth of ecotourism and blue economic-based industries in the region. I have also directed the board and management of the Commission through the Minister of Regional Development to complete and deliver abandoned critical projects, including the Kaaba Bridge, Borikiri Bridge, Boni Ring Road, Baregolo Bridge, Road and Bridges, and the East-West Sampu Roads and Bridges, among several others. Beyond infrastructural development, the NDDC must continue to prioritize human capital development as it remains a primary index of progress. Projects and programs that directly impact the lives of ordinary people in rural areas must be prioritized. In this regard, I commend the board and management for the Light Up the Niger Delta initiative, which has not only reduced night crimes and enhanced security, but has also extended trading hours and improved social life across the region. I also urge you to place special emphasis on empowering the youth and women of the region. The NDDC must constructively engage the youth, steering them away from violence and militancy towards entrepreneurship and other legitimate means of self-development. This administration prioritizes youth development, and I encourage the NDDC to collaborate with the Ministry of Youth Development to leverage the various initiatives available. Furthermore, there can be no sustainable development without peace, security of lives and property, and adherence to the rule of law. The NDDC must continue to work towards sustaining peace in the region. Another critical area for the Commission is agriculture. Beyond its vast hydrocarbon resources, the Niger Delta possesses enormous agricultural potential. I urge the NDDC to invest in initiatives that will harness and maximize these agrarian resources for the benefit of the region and the nation. I commend the board and management of the NDDC for their recent efforts to reposition the Commission for greater service delivery. I charge you to redouble your efforts and continue the good work. As we remain steadfast in our commitment to developing this critical region, I call on the people of the Niger Delta to continue to support the programs and policies of our government. The train of development is gathering significant momentum, and you shall reap the full benefits of your support. My dear good people of the Niger Delta, your sacrifices for this nation are acknowledged and appreciated. You have come a long way, and your dignity, strength, and resilience continue to inspire all of us. I congratulate the NDDC on its 25th anniversary. On behalf of a grateful nation, I acknowledge the significant difference the Commission has made over the years. If the current momentum is sustained, the NDDC will continue to be an invaluable tool in facilitating the even and sustainable development of a region that is economically prosperous, socially stable, ecologically regenerative, and politically peaceful. I take note of all your requests for the attention of Mr. President. I thank you for the wonderful comments all of you have made, from the President, former President Jonathan, and my younger brother, the President of the Senate, who says the South-South stand on the mandate Delta region. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has spoken, and indeed he has spoken well, represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, the region has played a significant role in Nigeria's development before and after independence. There will be photographs. There will be photographs before we conclude today's event. And he has also said, since the inception of this administration, the Nddc has received increased funding to aid service delivery. And he says they should look at the agricultural potential of the region and also the flagship legacy infrastructural project of Mr. President, the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway will traverse 7 of the 9 Niger Delta states. Let's hear another round of applause for Mr. President and his representative. If you may sit, as the President has requested, we will then take the order of photographs. There will be the order of photographs. Batch 1, Mr. President, President, governors and ministers. Batch 1, Mr. President, former President, Senate President, governors and ministers. This is the first photograph.
We've been hearing paramount rulers, administrators, seasoned professionals speak on the podium, even former President Dr. Goodwill Jonathan. But I have here the President of the Ijo Youth Council, Sir Jonathan Lukubri. Well, 25 years of the Nddc, it has not been rosy, but it appears there's a breath of fresh air.
Well, to begin with, I must say that democracy being transformed from the thin paperwork of promise to thick action based on performance is the greatest form of government on earth, and especially in the circumstance Nigeria wants today. Today, the Niger Delta is celebrating a milestone of 25 years of consistency, making a difference in the lives of the Niger Delta. For us as youth leaders of our region, this comes with a mixed feeling. Comparing where we were 25 years ago, we are certainly not where we used to be, even if we are not where we want to be. The environment of the Niger Delta has remained perhaps even more polluted than ever before. But in terms of the capacity of the Niger Delta people to undertake their own challenges and then embrace their moments is also key. Reflecting of the 25 years of this commission, I must say that we are proud of who we are as a people, even if we are not exactly where we should be.
In Nddc family, former managing directors, former chairmen, after this batch will join the EDs.
Over the years, the Niger Delta Commission was plagued with internal strife and fightings where they end up achieving almost nothing over the past. And today, the entire team is working together. Also, I can tell you for free that the Niger Delta as a region has been integrated under the current leadership, where regional peace has become a thing of joy to our people. Yes, the key issues of environment, lack of the environmental justice and climate justice for our region is something key. But in terms of attention, in terms of ability to deliver on projects, is something that has improved greatly. I'm also commending the government of our nation for providing increased funding and timely release of funds for the Commission to meet our obligations. And this is something that's quite commendable. But of course, we cannot leave here without calling on the IOCs and the government of our nation to release the appropriate funding, the budgetary provisions, where they hold the Nddc over $5 billion by IOCs and then the federal government combined together. And this is a call for action. If you want Nddc to deliver optimally, then funds appropriated to the agency over the years must be released timely to our people, so that people are now held accountable in order to be able to deliver on this mandate given to our people. And as youth leaders of our region, we will not fail to call on the government to continue to play its optimal obligation of releasing budgetary provisions provided for the commission and for leaders who are showing...
Administrator, please step forward, sir. Thank you. The traditional rulers should make their way forward quickly. That's the last photograph. The president needs to go.
Global education is also not part of that, isn't it? So it is my appeal that they need to increase the admission of students in order to develop human capacity in educations all over the world, because that's the only way our people will be equipped enough to strengthen their capacity to be able to compete favorably with the rest of the world. And that's our position. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Jonathan Lukbobri, President Ijo Youth Council Worldwide. Thank you very much. Okay, we have more persons to talk to. It is a region, of course, the NDDC, 9 states within its purview. While there are photo sessions ongoing, I'd like to take on this man here. Please, you're looking at the camera. Kindly introduce yourself.
I am Chief Olusola Oke, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. I served in the pioneering board of the commission. I am from Ondo State.
Okay, please tell us, 25 years of the NDDC, it appears the wind of change has blown positively. What do you think about the present board led by, of course, we have the chairman, Chiedu Ebie.
Let's use the staircase quickly.
Well, we are all glad we are here to celebrate the NDDC quarter of a century, and we are glad that a new wind is blowing over the Niger Delta. After the exit of the first board, there have been total instability in the management of the commission. We are glad that we now have in place a management team, a governing board that is stable, that is focused, that is visionary, that is leading up to the mandate of the commission under President Tinubu, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
President can go. Thank you. Please make way for them.
Remove their doubt. It was believed that NDDC was going to follow the line of Ompadek those days, but we thank God 25 years running. The Niger Delta is visible with development projects.
Media, let's salute the nation.
I think
The
that we
event
have
has come
every reason to celebrate. We advise the management to remain focused and to continue to live by the mandate under the Niger Delta Development Commission Act.
Thank you, Olushola. Okay, I never knew you were the one. I am the one. Okay, the national anthem, please. The national anthem signals that the program is gradually winding up. Joseph McPepple, 25 years of the NDDC, and with this plenary attended by high-profile dignitaries, including former President Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, Senate President Godswill Obot Akpabio. What should we expect? Where do we go from here?
Well, it's clear for the NDDC to achieve its vision, there has to be a clear enunciation of its vision. It has to be clear, and the NDDC is doing that already. But to ensure that this vision is achieved, there has to be strong leadership, collaboration, commitments to sustainable development principles. These are core and key areas that the NDDC must sustain and improve upon. They are doing a great job, but speaker after speaker on ensured to let them know that there's still room for improvement and so much more to be done in the Niger Delta. So I would say sustainability, inclusivity, and keeping the fire on, a lot will be achieved in their course of developing the Niger Delta.
Where there is peace, there will be development, there will be growth. Now look at the Niger Delta as we gradually wind up. The narrative has changed. At time, the youth were branded militants. You and I know we are not militants. Now there's this intellectual approach to expressing the grounds in the region that despite years of neglect, things can actually change. But then it has to be the intellectual approach, engaging the government meaningfully to bring about that change we so desire. And the time of carrying guns is over.
Well, you put it aptly put. And just before now, we saw the leader of a pressure group, the IYC Presidents Worldwide, articulating in clear terms to tell you that the intellectual vision of the IYC and the pursuit of the needs of the Niger Delta, it has turned from the old narrative and it's now become intellectual. If the likes of Jonathan Lukmobi, president of the IYC, could articulate properly, it's spread across board. Those who he lead would also be led in that direction. The other day we saw the Nddc having a summit with the youths and women. It was
The Nddc right there in River State capital, Port Harcourt, celebrating 25 years, and that's their Silver Jubilee Plenary session of the Niger Delta Development Commission, tagged Transmitting Vision to Reality for Sustainable Development.